bridge provided for the construction of the complete span, whereas the invitation of the bid only directed segmental construction. In 2014, contract for construction of the bridge was awarded to the contractor RD Interior Junior Construction. During the construction of the superstructure and owing to the unique design of the bridge, the contractor was constrained to request the DPWH to revise the connection of the bottom chords to the arc, considering that the specified connection was technically not doable. The proposed revision was approved for construction by Engineer Cañete, representing the design consultant, and the joint venture of United Technologies, Consolidated Partnership, Earth Consult International, and Schema Engineers and Associates. Thereafter, as early as 2017, the concerned project engineer reported defects of the completed bridge segments. The said project engineer periodically reported to the regional office found defects on the completed segments of the bridge structure in the years 2018, 2019, and 2020. These reports were then forwarded to the central office for appropriate action. This prompted the procurement of a third-party consultant, joint venture of Urban Engineers, JF Kanshi Associates, PTC Engineers Associates, and key engineers to review the as-built design of the bridge. It should be noted that the third-party consultant was engaged to review as-built of the bridge and not the original design plans. The review, Mr. Chairman, resulted in the procurement of the retrofitting works to address the observed defects. From the above findings of fact, the DPWH submits that severe overloading is the proximate cause of the collapse. While it has been established that the proximate cause of the collapse of the bridge is the passage of overloaded trucks, however, in principle, the bridge may have experienced failure in structural members, but the collapse should have not occurred. We have been informed that a day prior to the collapse on February 26, 2025, the trucks loaded with cargo traversed the bridge. The following day, the same trucks again traversed the bridge. When it collapsed, we have ascertained the gross vehicle weight of the truck to be at 89.63 metric tons, which is well beyond the maximum allowable gross vehicle weight of 45 tons pursuant to Republic Act 8794. Thus, the overloading of trucks and the repeated passage induced fatigue and the bridge and may have caused the collapse. To ascertain the cause of the collapse, whether it be induced fatigue or overstress on the structural members, a technical analysis should be resorted to. However, the sensitive nature of the design revisions were requested, approved, and implemented during project construction played a contributory cause of the collapse. With this, while the passage of heavy overloaded dump trucks clearly triggered the collapse of the bridge, the following observations, which might be considered as red flags before the completion of the bridge, may have affected its structural integrity. Design scheme utilizing a suspended deck system instead of the conventional arc bridge scheme, where the tie beam or deck system is seated on the substructure of the bridge. Second, introduction of segmental construction without corresponding construction stage analysis. 3, revision of critical connection details that do not satisfy the requirements for that particular joint. 4, revision of erection procedures of the arc structure which does not meet the requirement of assembly and erection of the steel arc together with the bottom chord, top struts, cross braces, traverse beams, and stringers as one assembly, and observe structural defects during construction, including sheared off snap bolts on bottom chord and arc connection at span 8, movement, tilting of pier 8 and pier A, and multiple reoccurrence of cracks on concrete arc. From the foregoing discussions, Mr. Chairman, while DPWH was able to ascertain the proximate and contributory causes of the collapse, the department is still unable to determine with certainty at this time which of the decisions relative to the design and construction methods actually led to the disaster. In the submitted report, the department provided recommendations that geared in ascertaining the actual cause of the collapse, which involves a comprehensive study to be conducted by an independent consultant with experience in design and construction of projects with similar nature and with expertise in conduct of forensic investigation using state-of-the-art technologies to undertake the following tasks, namely, A, number one, conduct of ocular and engineering inspection of the collapsed span and the remaining spans of the bridge using advanced technologies. 2, interpret and analyze the results of the engineering inspection. And 3, evaluate the structural integrity of the entire bridge. And D, provide recommendations whether the bridge may still be restored to its required design capacity per current design standards and specifications through the following. 1, provision of corresponding engineering interventions that ensure compliance to the said current design standards and specifications. Or 2, total replacement of the bridge superstructure and strengthening the substructure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Secretary, let me start out with what I appreciate. Kasi while we can all be emotional, we're really trying to find solutions. First and foremost, to ayusin yung bridge na yan dahil napaka-importante or kung i-replace. But 2, wag na maulit to ever. And I think we will agree naman, di ba, that sa criminology kasi, it's really not the penalty, but the certainty na mahuhuli ka. And I'll ask for your patience that at least in this hearing and next, there were a few very, very diligent people in DPWH like Engineer Lingan, na he never let up. Pag tinignan mo yung sa documentation, parate at saka honestly. Ang problema siyang hindi na-promote. Meron naman na pirming tinatanggap yung ni engineer, pero siya na-promote parate. Tapos medyo malabo yung transition nung recommendation. I'll go to that. So, but let me first appreciate, maganda po yung summary nung report. Kasi basically ganun din yung summary namin. No, yung mga problema, etc. But as we all know, the problems and solutions are in the details. I also appreciate that you are honest na you're getting to the proximate cause, but yung circumstances at ano talaga, I just want to emphasize that kasi kung hindi bumaksak tong tulay na to, hindi natin nahimay na even before the additional 400 million, the 275, 125, ang dami na palang problema. And even Engineer Cañete in his testimony na nung splinit yung contract phase 1, 2, yung sinasabi niyang may bumuka because hindi dapat ganun yung construction, it raises questions, di ba? Na, for example, yung designer, should he be part of designing phase 1 and 2? Kasi for me, Secretary, di ba, kung binid ng ganon, on one hand, kung mali ang pacing, may kasalanan ng DPWH. Pero on the other hand, kung nagbid yung contractor, so kung alam mong mali, nagbid ka ba, hindi ba kasama sa warranty mo? Di ba? So there are, I just want to agree with you, there are a couple of questions. But just 3 questions before we take a 5-minute break. No? Number 1, Secretary, so this is a preliminary report pa lang. So the committee you formed will continue.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
Will they continue or will they pass it off to yung sinabi mong someone na a designer na international or yung maganda reputation? Or magjo-joint sila or anong plano ng department?
Together with our committee, I think we are planning to engage a separate.
Okay. So you'll engage, but you will continue.
Yes.
Okay. And it's headed by the committee?
Yes.
Is headed by?
Headed by Undersecretary Charlene Lapos.
Okay. And she is the woman
Yes,
behind you ba?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, ma'am, for your report. So she's head of legal ba? Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. So lawyer from
Yes.
anong law school? From San Beda. So congratulations sa mga taga San Beda. Hindi pa pala tapos panahon yun nung last administration. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin. No, I appreciate that in a short time ng ganito, but we'll go to that. The second, sir, you can answer technical, you can answer layman. What's the difference between, kasi babalik-balikan natin today, you can answer it or kung sino man ang klaro magpaliwanag, the difference between repair and retrofitting.
Repair, repair to me is actually something that is very obvious defect, and that has been very obvious defect. But retrofitting is something that probably would be an additional intervention to strengthen or make the structure more rigid.
So in our language, Sec, tama ba? Ang repair, may nasira, aayusin mo. Ang retrofit, kailangan i-upgrade or i-strengthen, so i-retrofit mo. Okay. Ito dictionary meaning lang to ha. Repair, to restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. To restore us to a sound or healthy state, to make good, no? Ang retrofit, kasi yung hindi ko makita kung meron sa DPWH ng official meaning ng repair. Pero ang retrofitting kasi meron eh. Sa DPWH Department Order 14 Series of 2017, retrofitting, a grouping of types of work associated with strengthening, so you mentioned strengthening, of existing structures to comply with the latest standards, usually with the aid of new technology or introduction of new features to old designs. Diba? So tama ba ako, Sec? So for example, Guadalupe Bridge, diba? Since it was hindi naman natin gigibayin, but we're going to strengthen it kasi matagal na, and then at the same time, iba na yung bigat ng mga sasakyan, iba na yung traffic. So is that considered yung gagawin nyo din? Is that considered retrofitting?
Actually, Your Honor, I think the work that we are contemplating for Guadalupe Bridge is to replace the two outer structures with new one.
Okay, so new one na.
Yes, po.
So but
Reconstruction po.
any other bridge, for example, it's 10 years old, labas na sa warranty nung contractor, wala naman naging problema, walang cracks, etc. But because we have heavier trucks and there's new technology, yun yung retrofitting.
Yes, Your
Okay. Pero yung halimbawa, ginagamit pa pagka-turnover ng contractor, pero nagkaroon ng sira, nagka-problema, nagka-cracks, or tapos tinignan ng engineers, kailangan ng ayusin, yun yung repair.
Yes.
Okay. And am I correct that usually pag repair, and it's within the warranty time, sagot dapat ng contractor yon?
Within 1 year, warranty period.
Within 1 year warranty period. And unless it's a fortuitous event, di ba?
Yes.
Unless yun nga, nag-earthquake, nag-tsunami, God forbid any of that, di ba? But
Yes.
if nagkaroon ng problema at kailangan i-repair and it's not attributable to acts of God or to fortuitous events, meaning kasalanan ng contractor, siya dapat magbabayad niyan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. But retrofitting, especially if it's new technology, new code, gobyerno magbabayad.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi wala naman sa terms nung original contract and bid.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Sige, klaruhin natin yon because today, aside from bakit bumaksak yung tulay, I want to go to the retrofitting / repair. Let's listen lang to urban engineers before we take a 5-minute break, Secretary, with your permission. So basically, tama po ba? Ito po yung naging report niyo, no? Sir, ito yung report niyo, no? And you found, ilan? 100. What do you call it? What do you call it? Yeah. So you found multiple failures. I mean, your words po, gamitin nyo yung words nyo. Ano yung findings nyo po in general? And then secondly, what caused it?
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Chair. And
Sorry sir, paki-introduce sarili mo.
I am Engineer Adam Mabinales.
Yes, thank you, sir.
representing
Welcome.
Urban Engineers. Okay, basically dung sa aming ginawang engagement po namin dun sa Cabagan Santa Maria Bridge is based on the condition of the bridge na nagkaroon po siya ng longitudinal displacement ng paggalaw ng pier number 8. Nung pumasok po kami, medyo buo na po yung tulay. But because of that induced in the displacement, we did the evaluation of that risk based on that condition that you have the displacement. And because of that, nagkaroon po ng mga additional demand stresses do sa mga members.
Sir, klaruin ko lang ha. Nung in-engage kayo, precisely to look at everything and find out kung may defects o wala.
Yes, yes po. But based on the reports that we received, that nagkaroon po siya ng displacement
Yes.
during construction.
May report nga na may mga problema.
Opo,
But they said they needed an outside opinion. Kaya kayo kinuha.
that's correct.
Okay.
So in-evaluate po namin
Yes.
yun, base po doon sa mga information na
And your findings are this.
yes po. Then we did the modeling and analysis of that bridge, the entire bridge. And we found some members, in particular yung superstructure deck elements as well as the pier na medyo nagkaroon po ng overstressing, quote unquote. Yung, although sa software po kasi, pagka ho na-exceed niya yung supposed to be yung sinasabi naming parang reference, no, yung benchmark, ifa-flag ng software na fail siya. But hindi naman po ibig sabihin nun fail na total na hindi na po safe yung structure.
Yes.
You only need to
But
do some intervention.
anong causes ng failure?
Because hindi po siya nag-comply sa code requirements.
Ay, hindi yun ang ano nyo. Hindi yun ang mandate nyo. Wala pang pinag-uusapan. Until hinire kayo, no one was talking about the code. Ito, nasa inyong terms of reference. The consultant shall perform evaluation and analysis of the following reported defects during the construction stage of phase 1 and 2 and extension to identify the possible causes of failure. You know, I want to have a reasonable discussion, but I will hold you in contempt kung ganyan kayo ng ganyan. Nung last hearing, pinapasok nyo yan na code. Yan ang kayo cause. Sinabi ko sa inyo, bringing up ko terms of nyo, hindi. Sunod-sunod yung mga failures, yung problema, kaya kayo hinire. Kaya kayo hinire. Hindi dahil sa code. Hindi kayo hinire dahil 2015 may bagong code. Hinire kayo dahil maraming nang nakitang defects. Diba? Tama ba, mali?
Sir,
Tama, mali. Bakit kayo hinire? Dahil sa code, to comply with the code, o
Hindi po.
dahil may nakita ng defects?
na-evaluate po yung as-built condition po ng
Aspect,
bridge.
because
Well, basically po dahil doon po sa TOR, there were
may
reported.
nakita ng defects, di
May
ba?
mga nakita pong defects.
Bakit napakahirap sabihin nun? Sinong
Yes, sir.
pinoprotektahan natin?
Tama po, sir. Nakita pong defects. But
Hindi ba ibang, in the end, this will go to sino magbabayad gobyerno o contractor So hindi tayo pwede mag-umpisa ng malabo. So wag nyo sasabihin na kaya kayo hinire dahil sa may code.
hindi naman po.
Kompleto kami ng dokumento
Yes, sir.
Kaya kayo hinire, may defects. Bakit napakahirap sabihin nyo na may defects at tinitignan nyo yung
Hindi
defects?
po, sir. Actually naman po may defects po talaga kami nakita. Dun sa base po dun sa
No,
TOR.
talk about the terms of reference.
Opo.
Kaya kayo hinire, sunod-sunod yung nakitang defects. That's the reason why you were hired.
Your Honor, nung pumasok po kami po, buo na po kasi yung tulay.
Kaya nga,
So yung
pero
pong
bakit sinisisi sa
Opo.
tulay? Ang tinatanong ko lang umpisa, bakit kayo hinire?
Opo.
Hinire kayo dahil may mga defects.
And then,
Secretary, am I correct? Di ba? Hinire sila kasi may nakitang defects. And that's why Yusek Sadain said, may conflict kung yung contractor mag-hire sa inyo kasi ang titignan nyo yung defects at gawa ng contractor. Kaya sabi ni Yusek Sadain, department na lang ang mag-hire para nga independent yung ibibigay nyo. Tama po ba?
tama po.
Okay, so ang tanong ko lang, ano yung causes of the defect? Ano yung causes of the failures? Sa report nyo, ito yung report nyo. So
Opo.
sabi niya software, etc. Was it the design or was it the construction?
Ang sa tingin ko po, sir,
Hindi sa tingin nyo, anong finding nyo, sir? Hindi
Okay.
personal opinion mo
sige
to.
po, sir.
Kung anong
I will
findings
have
ba
to-
dito? Is it the design? Is it the construction or both?
Pareho po, both po,
So may problema sa design, may problema sa
sa construction po.
construction. Okay, ano mga naging problema sa construction more or less? Ano yung major?
Well, Number one, yun po yung nabanggit dun sa yung pagkaka-facing po nung construction nung gumalaw po yung span na pier number 8.
So sir, so tama yung design kung hindi pinacing.
Opo.
Pero dahil pinacing, yun yung bumuka. And after that, nagka-problema na.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So ano ang recommendation sir ng kumpanya nyo?
Well, dahil na po buo na po yung tulay, nung minodel po namin siya, considering yung induced displacement doon sa pier number 8, and that's why we have to strengthen or retrofit yung piers, lahat po ng piers dahil po nagkaroon na po siya ng increase in the demand because of that displacement.
So Mr. Secretary, malinaw na at that point in time, even before the additional funds, there was a finding already that may problema both sa design at saka sa construction. Malinaw yan, sir. I mean,
Yes,
shortcut na lang.
Opo.
You can submit whatever you want, and we can have a technical working group, but so that we can make at the right conclusion. Sir, was it in your TOR to look at the new bridge code and to recommend whatever to comply with the new bridge code?
Nung pong in-evaluate po namin yung tulay, dahil dalawa po kasi yung dinesign po siya originally based on the old code, yung LFD kung sa amin pong terminology sa mga structural engineers. Dahil lumabas na po yung DGCS Volume 5 na 2015, so ako
Sir,
na po
sir,
yung
kailan kayo hinire?
2020 po.
2020. So
Opo.
5 taon na may bagong code.
Oh,
And I appreciate it sa recommendation nyo. May recommendation kayo to comply with that. Tama yon.
opo.
Obligasyon nyo yon. Proactive, tama kayo doon. Pero hindi yun ang tanong ko.
Yes, sir.
Ang tanong ko sa TOR nyo, may nakalagay ba doon na tungkol sa new bridge code? Meron o wala?
Wala po.
Wala. So yun ang dapat sagot.
Yes, sir.
Wala, pero very good kayo na sinama nyo dahil obligasyon nyo.
Yes, sir.
Pero kaya importante yung wala kasi nga hindi yun yung reason kung bakit kayo hinire. 'Di ba? Kasi kung yun yung reason, ibig sabihin pwedeng walang defect eh. Pero dahil tinitignan natin yung bagong bridge code, gagawin natin. Pero hinar kayo kasi nga sunod-sunod yung defects. At tama naman na inyong ni-recommend na meron ito.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Secretary, just a 5-minute break. So thank you very much. Can I just advise everyone, no? As I said, we don't want to be emotional. This is a highly charged and emotional issue. Bumaksak yung tulay eh. But let's answer directly. I'll give you all the time. I'll let you explain. Pero wag natin lituhin na ba't kayo hinar, repair ba to, so that we can get to the bottom of this is your chance, by the way, ha? Pag pumunta to ng Office of the Ombudsman, panay papel lang yung explanation nyo. Dito you can articulate, you can explain, di ba? So we'll just take a 5-minute break. We'll just suspend for 5 minutes.